Hi, my name is Ron Snow, and I'm here with Reverend Mike Samson. Mike was our featured speaker at the Men at Second monthly revival meeting held on September 21st. We wanted to provide a brief recap for those of you who were unable to attend this revival, and Mike has graciously agreed to answer a few questions concerning his faith journey he shared that day. Mike, hey, thanks for joining me today. And who are some people who have had an influence on your faith?
Gratefully, it's really too many to mention, but kind of to narrow it in, and some of the folks I mentioned at the revival meeting are my grandparents and my parents. Specifically, my paternal grandfather came over from Scotland, and so that kind of is why I'm Presbyterian. But he was a businessman by day, but his love and his passion was serving the Lord and loving the Lord, and so that had a profound impact on me, my family, and the church I grew up in. My father as well had a major impact on my faith. He introduced me as I was kind of growing in age and maturing to some deeper thinkers who continue to have a big influence on me. People like Calvin and Luther and Bonhoeffer, but my father, big influence. My maternal grandmother, she's from Warsaw, Poland, and she lived through World War II and the leveling of Warsaw. She herself was taken into captivity into a concentration camp. And her faith sustained her in profound ways, not only through that time, but throughout her life. And she is still alive and continues to have a big influence on my life. My mother, my grandmother's daughter, had a big influence on me, raising me in the church and Sunday school, and just her personal faith as she dealt with her own difficulties and trials. She had a brain tumor, and we lost her when I was 10. And experiencing that, and watching her face that with courage and faith, and caring for us in the meantime, was a powerful effect on me. My stepmother, my mother Barbara, also a tremendous influence, really encouraged me to consider going into ministry. And so she's another one. My wife, Kelly, continues to have a huge influence on me as we share our faith together on a daily basis, and in Bible study and in marriage. So, yep.
Mike, it sounds like you had some great Christian role models and still do to this day. So, were there any major events or experiences that impacted your faith journey?
Sure. Yeah. I think growing up, some kind of standard church stuff like Vacation Bible School, singing those old Vacation Bible School songs, Sunday school lessons. I remember those, kind of the felt boards and Bible lessons, and just the idea, learning at a young age that Jesus was with you and in you, and you had this personal relationship wherever you were, whether you were scared in bed at night or in school, that you could talk to Jesus, had a big influence on me. Also, obviously, losing my mom at a young age had a big influence on me, and watching the church really rally around us with meals and visits, and having that foundation of kind of God's promises through Sunday school, standing on those in that time too. Um, Later on in my life, I graduated with a business degree, worked in Atlanta for a few years, and really felt God tugging on me to go in a different direction and explore a way that He had in mind that I wasn't sure. But when 9/11 happened, that was a kind of a shift in my life. And that was the year that I went to seminary. I grew up outside of New York City, and my siblings were working in the city at the time, and thankfully they were okay. But that sort of, for me, was a shift. And then, seminary was a wonderful experience of growing in faith, and developing new conversation partners, and realizing how you kind of mature throughout your life, and do that in company of other Christians. And I would say, lastly, as a Lake Fellow here at Second, had a profound influence on me as a pastor and as a Christian. And so, what a blessing it is to be back here at Second, serving in this family of faith once again.
Mike, it's been a blessing having you back. And thank you so much for sharing your faith journey at our last revival. And thank you for this revival recap. And then for all of you listening, I hope you can join us on Sunday, December 20th at 9:30 a.m. for our next Minute Second revival over Zoom featuring Jim Maggard. Be on the lookout for the Zoom link as we get closer to this event. Thanks for listening to us.